तो 11 o'clock was started, but
Right.
तो मेरा मिस हो गया वो वाला ना क्लास.
कोई बात नहीं, we'll provide that detail. Okay, there was some miscommunication happened in the last class, but no worry, we'll get that all information.
नहीं
ठीक है?
वो आपने वो लिया, मेरा तो मिस हो गया आज क्लास. वो उसको कैच करना मुश्किल हो जाएगा मेरे लिए फिर आज की क्लास में.
नहीं, you'll get, I'll just recap those things. Okay, don't worry. Okay, बेसिक वे चीजें हम बात कर लेंगे. विल गेट दैट रिकॉर्डिंग, और अगले कल के क्लास में आज उसको आप रिवाइज कर लेना. एंड यू आस्क दैट ऑल क्वेरी, जो भी
Yeah, I
आपको
have
क्वेरी.
already asked Abhishek also to share me the first day and the second class, both the class recordings. But have you shared with Abhishek? But I didn't receive anything actually so far.
Deepak, you'll get that. I'll speak with this concerned team. Okay, just let's continue the session. I'll definitely take this forward. Okay, no need to worry.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much everyone, and good morning to all. Hope you guys having a great day ahead, right? Okay, so let me, because today's session is going to be very important. We'll start some basic configuration which supposed to happen in the last class, but आप लोग request पे it was not done. So आज किसी का भी कुछ छूटेगा नहीं. It's my commitment because we are starting from zero today. All right. So let me share my screen. मेरी screen दिख रही है आप लोग, right?
Sir, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, Gandhi. Good morning. How are you?
Hello.
I can hear you, Gandhi. Your voice is clear to me. I can hear you. You able to hear me, Gandhi?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. So just allow me a few seconds. Let me see.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Gandhi, I can hear
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
can hear.
Yeah, good morning, Pankaj. Pankaj, I am requesting. This is a English batch, you know.
Yeah, this is English batch, right?
I am requesting. So please, if somebody asks, no, if any doubt or anything, please ask to English, because no, we have a lifetime recording session. These things.
Okay.
So somebody that no. I will ask English, so we'll try to understand. So what question they asking, we'll observe that.
No problem. We'll try
Yeah.
to do that already.
Yeah.
We'll try to talk in less in Hindi. Okay. Mostly
Because
in
no,
English.
this is the recording session, and know that in future no will recall and anything. No, at the time no will getting confusion more. That's why I'm
Right.
requesting.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, Gandhi. Thanks everyone for joining this session. Okay. So let's start our session. Okay. So let me just have the recap for the previous session, whatever we have completed, right? So first I'll try to understand your all queries regarding the previous session. I hope most of the people having already the recording access. Few are not having the recording access, so they will definitely get that recording access today itself. Okay. So we understand about the Cisco SD-WAN component, right? We have done discussion in the last few classes. What is the control plane? And we have done discussion about the data plane, right? We also have a discussion about the switch fabric. So who is going to describe what is the switch fabric? Anyone from the class? What is the switch fabric in SD-WAN?
Switch fabric is the transport medium actually, like internet link or MPLS.
Very nice. Subhajit. Okay. Any other having any other definition? So switch fabric is the transport media.
It is the connectivity between all the connected devices, all the vEdge or cEdge and the controllers as well.
Very nice. So any type of the transport media, right? Transport media could be the internet or could be the MPLS or your 4G connection or your 5G connection or your broadband connection. It could be anything. Means your router is connecting to the controllers or your router is connecting to another routers. This all is known as the transport media. But the connection who is going toward the controllers, the connection who is going toward the controller, that is known as the switch fabric. Okay. So if I go in my previous slide where we started our discussion, in the router itself, you have the closed box architecture. In that case, we having a switch fabric, that is the backplane AC capacity, right? So whatever the pins behind of this particular routers, which is just connecting the control plane and data planes together, that is known as the switch fabric. So basically it's a bridging two things together, right? When we talk about the SD-WAN solution, we having a switch fabric. You guys can see here, this is the MPLS, broadband, and the 4G internets. These are, or LTE, whatever the circuits we have, these all are known as the right switch fabric. So I hope everyone is clear about it. Anyone having any doubt about the switch fabric? Because might be in the interview, it could be going to be asked, what is the switch fabric in the SD-WAN and why we basically use this switch fabric? So you should have the clear answer about it. Switch fabric is nothing, it's just transport media who is just connecting to the controller and the edge routers. If this edge routers could be your cEdge routers or could be your vEdge router. Why cEdge router? Who is going to give the answer? Why we called cEdge and what is different with cEdge and vEdge?
cEdge is a catalyst, that is Cisco Edge.
Cisco, yes.
And what is a vEdge?
Viptela Edge.
Viptela.
Very nice. So both are the routers, right? Both are the routers, but cEdge is the Cisco Edge because these devices could be the ASR router, could be the ISR router, could be the CSR routers, right? It could be anything. And when you just upgrade these router images from legacy iOS to the SD-WAN iOS, these all are going to become as the cEdge device. But Viptela is the actual company who is acquired by the Cisco initially, and then they use because they acquired this company, then they used to selling their product. So that's why the manufacturing who is going to be done in form of the Viptela, that's always going to be vEdge. So this could be the any routers like the vEdge 1000, 2000, 5000 or vEdge 100 who is going to deploy on the sites. So this is your data plane modules or IO module we call it, right? So this is your actual devices. Now, what is a control plane? Who is going to define? What is a control plane in the SD-WAN?
vBond, that is.
vSmart is the control plane.
Control plane basically is the brain of the
Brain of the device.
all the routing decision will take the control plane.
All the routing decision policies, everything is vSmart also.
vSmart. Anything else? Anyone want to say it? What is a control plane? Devices.
vManage also.
So I just want to understand, if I am just asking what is a control plane devices, so it is going to vBond, vSmart, and or vManage, or all three?
All three.
All three.
All three. Very nice. So control plane devices are your vBond, your vSmart, and vManage. But further, they having classified in the different section. The vBond is known as the orchestration plane. vSmart is pure controller. This is the controller who having the responsibility to do the routing decisions. vManage is a single pane of glass where you can do the all configuration, all troubleshooting, all kind of the management, any report, any log, any administrations you want to do, that is known as the vManager. Or in the latest Catalyst SD-WAN, I explained in the previous session also, now vBond has been replaced. The vBond has been replaced with validator, right?
Yes.
The vSmart has been replaced with simple controller. So if someone is going to ask what is a controller, you just have to think about the vSmart only. In new SD-WAN of the Cisco SD-WAN, after rebranding, they just converted is as a rebranding vBond as a validator, vSmart as a controller, and vManage now known as a manager. This is the new, this is known as the Catalyst SD-WAN. This terminology is going to be used as the Catalyst SD-WAN, right? So vBond, probably you'll stop listening in the future. That's only known as the validator in upcoming trainings. vSmart could be the controllers. vManage can be the managers. So you don't have the confused. They are the same thing, the same functionality, only the naming has been changed. Okay. So this is the your control plane devices. And further, this control plane devices has been classified into various sections. The orchestration plane, management plane, and control plane. So in the management plane, you having the device that is known as the vManage. So here the device is vManage, or you can known as the manager. Here the device is the vSmart, that is known as the
Controller.
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 Yeah, this is the orchestration plane, this is the vBond, and this is known as the validator. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. This is because after the Catalyst SD-WAN has been introduced, so earlier there was the Viptela SD-WAN. This has been renamed as a Cisco SD-WAN, and then Catalyst SD-WAN, right? So these three things has been deployed, right? And means they just rename and rebranding to just mitigate that all requirement. Okay, so again the underlying concept is going to be same, only the naming convention has been changed. Moving to next, what is the data plane? What is the data plane, the Cisco SD-WAN?
cEdge and vEdge is the
Data plane is just forwarding the data. The router does not have the brain. He just forwarding the data from one end to another end.
Okay, any other versions anyone have? What is the data plane?
Data plane has no brain. But,
All
forward
right.
the traffic.
Yes, you guys are absolutely right. So data plane is nothing. It's just, you know, take the packets in, right? So let's say suppose one packet is landing here. So what is going to happen? One packet, that means the IPv4 packet or IPv6 packet, if it is going to land to the router, he is going to check the destination. Where it is going to check? It is just going to reach via the switch fabric to the controllers. Controllers means not about the, it's all controllers. And more specific is the vSmart. So this vSmart is going to give that, you know, routing information. Once he receives the routing information from the vSmart, it is going to switch the packet from another device or the same device. So this is your ingress interface, and this is your egress interface. So your ingress and egress is going to happen based on the packets which is going to receive from the one place to of the router, and it is going to send after the vSmart consultation to another place of the router. This is your data plane, right? I hope you guys are clear till here.
Pankaj, I have one doubt here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, the routing information sharing between the vEdge or cEdges. Is it possible to share the routing information? Actually, we are receiving some routes from vSmart for vEdge. That vEdge router passing the info to another vEdge or how?
See, this is the vSmart. Okay, this could be your vEdge. This could be another vEdge. In between, we having a
my question is that vSmart only sharing the routing information to vEdges. Am I right?
Yes, this is the correct. vSmart only sending the routing information to vEdge or to vSmart. This is the only two possibility.
But there is no communication between vEdge to another vEdge, right? The routing information won't share, right?
There is no routing communication. No routing communication between these two vEdges, but they can still communicate via IPSEC tunnel. They build the IPSEC tunnel, but there is no routing is going to receive directly from vEdge to vEdge, but it will get the routing. Let's suppose there is one LAN here. Okay, this is the LAN. This having the subnet 10.10.10.10. this having a subnet 20.20.20.20, these two LAN. So once he want to talk to this one, he will send the routing information first to vSmart. vSmart is going to share the routing to this vEdge. So now vEdge is going to, vEdge2 is going to know from which transport I can reach to this vEdge1. So they will reach via the IPSEC tunnel using the local transport. They are not going to communicate via the vSmart. The data path is going to happen between the IPSEC tunnel or GRE tunnel. So your local communication is going to happen, but routing they will receive from the vSmart only. Similarly, this 20 routing is going to advertise from this vEdge. It is going to receive by the vSmart, and this vSmart is going to tell how to reach to this particular 20 routes. So they were going to reach via this way. Clear?
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yes, Bang.
All right. So we have also done a very detailed discussion about the each controller functionality, right? In the previous class. So who missed that, I'll ask someone to share the recordings. So you'll guys go through that. So we'll discuss about the core functionality of the orchestration plane, that is the vBond or validator, right? We understand how it is going to mean to function on board the devices and do the authentication whitelisting or managing the NAT functionality. Later we'll discuss this all functionality one by one, right? The second element we have done discussion in the previous class, that is a management plane. What is my management plane? Single pane of glass who is responsible for the all centralized provisioning, policy and template creation, managing and pushing to devices, rollback access for creating any user, any credentials here, upgrade the software process. I explain how it is going to be upgraded, REST API for third party integration, highly resilience, that we all have done discussion. Control plane, I explained about the what is the controller, that is a validator, how it is going to maintain the routings, how it is going to exchange the routing, how it is going to exchange the policies, and also that is going to be exchange the routing between the vSmart to vSmart. This is the all responsibility of the control plane. Data plane we have done discussion about in the previous session again, how the routing going to be built, that by using the OMP overlay management protocols, how we can start building the IPSEC tunnel between these two vEdges or multiple vEdges. That we have to understand what is the TLOCs, how the integration is going to happen for the legacy routing protocols. Let's suppose you want to integrate with the any routing protocols, OSPF, BGP, VRRP, EIGRP, how the zero trust provisioning is going to be happen. Still, we just understand the basic concept of the ZTP, but detailed understanding we'll do in the later stage. And also we understand how the data plane is going to switch the traffic. So I hope, being the SD-WAN engineer, you guys must have the good definition understanding about these four elements. If you don't have this understanding, probably you are going to struggle in the future. So make sure you remember, you note it down because you'll get this slide access. So you must be noted down all the functionality and you able to explain during the interview process. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So moving next step, we have to understand a lot of things as a theoretical part also, but to make our life easy, we just have to understand some lab parts. So because we have done the basic foundation of the theoretical stuff, so today we can start with the first configuration part as well, but this session is going to be very interesting. So how the configuration is going to be happen from the site perspective, right? So here I explained in the previous class, again I'm going to explain it. In our scenario, what is going to happen in our scenario, this particular section you can see site 100, okay, this is going to act as a control plane, right? This is your control plane where all the controller is going to be reside, your validator, sorry, your manager, that is a vManage, your validator, your controllers, that is a vSmart. So all are going to reside here, and special device is here, that is the root CA. I'll discuss later what is a root CA, okay, and why we are using. But the control plane devices is just 3 and these are the located in one central location, that is our site 100. In addition of that,
So
we
root
have
CA is a certificate provider or
Yes, yes, a certificate provider. So we'll discuss later stage how it is going to and what is the function of this. Moving next, we having something known as the site ID 200. This is your data center, right? This is your data center site. So here, what is going to happen? We having a two VH1 and VH2. Behind of that, we having the one of the firewall integrated. We having the switch integrated, where we are going to run the VRRP. We are going to run the service chaining, right? So let us state we are going to understand what is the service chaining, right? So we are going to understand. Then we also have the local breakout to go the internet for this site. But any remote site want to not use the local breakout, they want to go internet via the data center, so they can use this firewall and they can go to the internet. So this is again a firewall. So how it is going to be make sense for you, and how it is going to make like the meaningful traffic segregation from the local breakout to the global data center breakout. These also we are going to understand. Similarly, also we having this branch location. This branch location, we having the LAN connection. Just think about this is the switch. It is acting as a router, but behind this is acting as a LAN. So here we having a 3 legs. So we can going to configure the static routing. We are going to configure the OSPF here, right? We are going to configure the BGP here, right? So we try to understand how the LAN integration is going to happen with the WAN. And here we having the internet service provider, we having the MPLS service provider, and they are dual transport. You can see here, two fabrics are available here. Similarly, this is the vEdge. We having the cEdge as well. So this CSR is nothing. This is not vEdge. This is a cEdge router. So we also understand how cEdge integration is going to happen with the fabric. How this cEdge integration is going to happen with the fabric, and how we can build the cEdge onboarding process throughout the SD-WAN fabric. So we'll configure the cEdge as well, and we'll build the TLS, DTLS, and integrate with the LAN, and we'll understand about that. Okay. So this is the another side for the cEdge. And if you move down, we having another site here, site 4, again similar to the site 3 with the dual transport. You can see here we having internet, we having the MPLS, and we having a 3 LANs here for the BGP, OSPF, and the static or EIGRP. We can learn as per our need. Moving next, we having the VH5. This VH5 having just single ISP, that is the MPLS. There is no internet, because we purposefully designed this to just show some use cases. So you can say again we having a 3 lag for the LAN connection for the BGP, OSPF, EIGRP, and the static, but these are just connected with a single WAN connection, right? So this topology doesn't having any configuration. This is the blank topology. No pre-configuration is available, and we just have to do each and every configuration from zero. So you guys will understand how this building block is going to be happen from step by step, and how this all is going to be configured, right? So let's start step by step all the process. Okay. Any question till here, anyone about the lab topology? And this topology is actually you guys are going to get for your lab practice for next 3 months.
Pankaj, I have one doubt. Actually, that site to that data center, the communication, that edge router, that every organization that standard configuration, or is different organization different configurations happen? That edge router.
No, edge router having some base
vManage.
configuration. Yeah.
Okay.
vManage or edge you are talking about?
vManage.
vManage also having some kind of the base configuration, because nothing much you can do in the vManage. There is a prerequisite some configuration, like the certificate you must require, system-wise configuration you must require, or some basic transport reachability configuration you must require. This is the basic configuration every organization have to do to just make the vManage active. So you can think about 90% configuration is going to similar for the all organization. Only 10% going to vary due to some special feature they want to activate. That's all.
Okay.
That
and one more thing, that legacy network, no, that locally is running that OSPF or EIGRP or so whatever the IBGP is running. That LAN network, there is no changes. Legacy and no SD-WAN, correct?
Yeah, LAN. If you having all the LAN, your protocol is running here.
Okay.
And you just replacing this your legacy router to SD-WAN router, you can keep this LAN network as it is. No need to do any changes. Only your WAN is going to be changed. LAN can be the same. exactly same. Yeah.
Okay.
It is not going to be impacted.
Only that we need to modify that vManage only. That's all.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Okay. Depends upon that different organization. Whatever the customer requirement will make the changes to the edge route. vManage.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Okay, Pankaj. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question, guys? Anyone have about the topology? Or all okay? Okay. So if you all okay, let me just start doing the configuration.
Pankaj, I have one more queries in this topology. We are using for Zscaler anything for destination while creating the tunnel, no? We are using in this case.
No, Zscaler integration is not possible, but I will show you how it is going to happen because Zscaler Labs is not available in the market.
Okay.
Because
but we want to know the concept how it's work.
Yeah, you can use the concept. I'll tell you how it is going to be integrated. That I will show you all the feature how it's going to be configured. Right?
Okay. In this case, what is the destination we are creating for tunnel destination?
That is Zscaler, Zscaler, like they're having the JS Cloud destination.
Okay.
So JS Cloud having a different IP might be 165 dot something. So you just have to use to build the GRE tunnel. So you just have to build a tunnel from here to Zscaler Cloud, and your LAN traffic is going to forward via this to Zscaler Cloud to just send the traffic. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Welcome. So see. Here one admin PC. This admin PC having, understand carefully guys, because we are talking about the lab part, okay? So understand, else you guys are going to face that trouble during the configuration of the labs. So this admin PC is very important for the everyone. So this admin PC acting as a your management PC, MGMT PC. From here you can take the GUI access of the vManage, and after taking the GUI access of vManage, you can do the configuration of the vManage. Without vManage access, you can't do anything. So the first thing you require the vManage access, right? So vManage access only possible via this management PC in this topology. Even I can take this vManage access from the remote branch location, but why I am not doing that? Because it is going to introduce some complexity here. So to avoid those complexity, I just use the vManage and connected one direct PC here so that I can access it. Okay. So this is the first thing. I'm just going to use as a PC who is just going to take the console access or the GUI access of this vManage. Second thing, this vManage, this PC also require the internet connection, real internet connection. So this is the our internal cloud of the internet. So from this cloud, they will get the automatic IP address from the DHCP, and they can go, if this PC want to go on the google.com for some reason we require, then they will use this link and they will go to google.com. But they want to access the internet, the vManage, they will use this particular NIC. So this PC having a two NIC, one NIC for the internet and one NIC for the accessing the vManage. So let's define the IP addressing. So you can see there, we having the IP address that is subnet 192.168.10.10. So 10.10 is going to assign on this NIC, and this one IP address from this subnet we are going to assign the vManage. So let's assign first IP address. This will get IP from the DHCP automatic, so no need to assign anything. And this is the static IP address. We'll do that. So the first thing to assigning the IP address on the PC. Okay, so let me just do that.
Pankaj, so I have one doubt. That vManage know that any default IP or anything is there? That
no. I'm showing. I'm just going to log in this vManage first.
Okay.
First, let's complete this one. Okay. So this is the PC. Once you open the PC, they will ask the password. So what is the password of this PC? This PC password, you guys note that 123. Okay. You guys just write down. The PC password is 123. Okay. So let me just write 123. Once you put the password, it is going to be open. Now your PC is open. So let me just adjust the resolution so it looks nice. It's very small. So what I'll do, I'll just adjust the resolution and I'll make that is this one. Okay.
Is there any limitation for accessing user count for this PC? The same time we can access multiple user. Oh.
Yeah, multiple user. Oh, sorry. Just revert it. Multiple user, you can do that. Okay, so now let's go and see the IP addressing. So if you go and check the IP config, see one NIC having already IP address. See, this is the area connection .2 and this is the .1. So this having this IP address already 192.168.1.4 and this is the gateway because this is the DSCP IP address. So this Ethernet having this IP address automatic the gate because this is a DSCP based port. But this interface doesn't having the IP address. This is the APIPA IP address we have 169.254.254 and 1. So for this interface, we just have to change the IP address and we just have to assign the manual IP address that is 192.168.10.10 and then we can able to communicate with the vManage. Let me assign the IP address from here. I'll go here and this is the network adapter and network setting and this is the network adapter setting and you can see this is the interface having already IP address. If you want to verify, you can just go and click on the status. You'll find this interface having the IP address. But this unidentified interface, so you'll get here no IP address. So let me just show there is a IP address. So I have to assign the IP address on this particular interface. So I will go there and here I'll just put 192.168.10.10 and 192.168.10.1. This is the gateway. Where this gateway is going to configure, this gateway we need to configure on this vManage. Even I not configure this gateway, it is going to work, but I just configure as a best practice. So anything you want to go on this network, this is the gateway for this particular PC. So let me just go there and there's no DNS and DNS IP required. So probably this interface must having some IP address. Let me check. IP config. You can see this is IP address, but if I try to raise this .1 gateway, it is not pingable for time being because this IP is not configured anywhere. See, it is not reachable. But if we try to go on the internet, so 1.1.1, see, it is reachable. Why it is reachable? Because this link having the connectivity with the internet, so that's why it is reachable. So the first step doing the PC configuration, assigning the IP configuration has been done. Now, the first lab we have to take, this is the lab 1. We have to take the GUI access of this vManage. We require GUI access of this vManage. Then how it is possible? How we can take the GUI access of this vManage? Okay, so just understand this one. So we just have to double click on it. Once you do that, your vManage is going to open and you just send it to browser. And let me just change the.
So this is only GUI mode or CMD mode?
This is CLI mode. You can see this is CLI mode. We are in the CLI mode, right? Right now we're in the CLI mode, vManage. So I'm just taking the CLI access of vManage. This is the first step. Without CLI mode, you cannot take the GUI mode because in CLI you have to do some basic configuration. So this is the requirement of the CLI mode because this vManage having no configuration. So we just have to do basic configuration at least to take the access of the GUI, right?
Okay.
I'm in the vManage. So you can see here, the first thing you're seeing here, Viptela 19.2.3. What is this? This is the OS. This is the image.
Yeah.
OS of vManage or manager. You can just think of the software image. This is the OS 19.2.3. Similarly, you're having a 20.3 or 18. Like that. Okay. And what is the username and password? Default for this vManage. So username would be the admin and password also would be the admin once you log into this vManage. So you just have to put username here. Let me go and just put here admin and password also put admin. So you done with username and password. It is asking to change your initial password. See, it is asking to must set initial password. So you just put admin again or you can put any other password. So I just put the admin again. So now once I put the admin password, the next step it is asking, right, which storage you want to use. Which storage? vManage required the storage, right? So there is two storage. One is the VDB, one is the HDC. So always we have to select the 100 GB minimum. This storage to just run the vManage services. If you select this HDC, it is not going to work. Listen carefully. First step, we have done the login by the admin and we change the passwords. Second step, it is asking to select the storage. So minimum storage is 100 GB must required to run the vEdge image. If you are going to select the 3 GB, it is going to crash. It is not going to work. So I'll use 1. 1 is the VDB, which is a 100 GB.
Or sir, in real vManage devices, what storage will be available?
This is the real. This is the real only. This is the real vManage. The vManage you're working. This is the actual real vManage. It's not like this actual image I am running in lab. So these all images are real image. Similar thing you're going to get. Similar thing. No other change is going to happen. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So no need to worry. So here I'll use the 1. Because why 1? I want 100 GB and 100 GB is 1. So it is just put enter. Once you put.
What is the difference between VDB and HDC?
Storage difference. One having the 3 GB storage, one having 100 GB storage.
This is only segregation of the storage.
Yes. This is the hardware having a segregation for 2 drives. So which drive do you want to use? Yeah. Now it is asking, we do like to format this drive VDB. So you should always have to format this. If any legacy configuration you have, that is going to be wipe out, because we have to build scratch this vManage configuration. We have to build this from scratch, this vManage configuration. So I'll just use this. Yes, I want to do that and press enter. So just wait for that. See, it is doing the format stuff.
Pankaj, this is a new statement. Actually, that Cisco they're giving application and run the desktop, and after will open the second step. This is correct.
No. In Cisco, you will not find this kind of the situation. They having their internal PC connected. So this controller deployment.
I'm talking about that initial step. How will vManage come in the picture? So they Cisco they're giving that application, or how that basic that VMware they install vManage, or how that initial setup.
Initial setup, basically, again, it is going to be cloud-based deployment is going to happen. So cloud client PC, you must having that reachability with this vManage. Similar way, you can take the GUI access or CLI access of this vManage and you can do the deployment. Similar, but you will be happen with the client cloud PC. It's not a physical PC, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Muhammad Safiuddin, please ask your question.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
This vManage is actually a physical device?
No, it's all controller or the hard, all are the virtual device. Let me
No, I'm not talking about EVNG. I'm talking about like in real time.
Real time also. Real time also. Let me
Real
just.
time also. Okay.
Real time also.
So there is no physical device like
no
router.
physical. No. There is only virtual device. See, this is your controller. Controller never ever going to be physical device. It always going to be virtual device. It can be deployed in the ESXi KVM, like I have done the deployment in the ESXi and you are accessing it. But
sir,
it
in
can be
real world?
hosted. Real world also I'm talking. This is a real world scenario. This is not my scenario. Real world. It can be only deployed in the ESXi or KVM. It's a virtualization, or it can be hosted in the AWS and Azure. This is the only two options. There is no hardware we have.
Okay.
Similar for the routers. Routers we having the hardwares. The VH 1000, 2000, 5000, 100. They all are the hardwares. Or it can be also deployed in the cloud or on premises. Three options available for the routers. But controllers always only virtuals. No hardware.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like I say that in my company, there are 50 routers already working. Okay. With some series like 70 to 100 series or something. Now we are trying to move to SD-WAN. So is it like that I should not purchase a physical device for SD-WAN? It should be like on cloud, be virtualization totally.
So first thing you have to understand, in your company, you are planning to run the SD-WAN solution, right?
Yes.
So you have to first understand which series of the router you are running.
Okay.
So ISR router or
ASR.
ASR router or CSR router. If these three are running, you no need to purchase further SD-WAN this VA, the VS2000. You can simply take the license from the Cisco, upgrade the OS system, and this router going to become the cEdge router, means the Cisco SD-WAN router. So no need to purchase extra device to you.
Okay.
Or you having the server on the site, you can just use those server, could be the KVM or ESXi, just deploy the vEdge image in the server, and they can be act as your two routers within the servers. This is also possible, and they can connect to the WAN. So this also available option.
That second option is like very rare case, but physically in my company we have a routers, physical routers.
Right.
Okay. So you're saying that we should go with ISR or ASR routers?
Yeah. Both can be. If already available, no need to purchase a new device. You can use it and you can deploy it.
Then that vManage is like a software.
vManage is just software. Likewise, Window PC, Window is a software you deploy in the hardware. So Window, all applications are working. Similar to the vManage, vSmart and vManage, vBond, these all are the software. Okay. This can be installed in the ESXi, KVMs, or the cloud infrastructure. That's all.
So like suppose 50 routers are there in my company and we have a one vManage. So that 50 routers we have to mount or we have to add in that to vManage so that it can be manageable with 50 routers.
So I'm coming on that part only. We just have to wait for some time. How this all, let's suppose I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 routers here. Just think about 6 or just think about 60. How 60 they are how they all are going to integrate with the vManage and how it is going to manage these routers. We have to understand a step. This is the agenda of the understanding of this SD-WAN training program, right? Yeah. So it is not going to complete today but entire when we module complete, we'll get all the answers. How we manage onboarding the sites, how they are going to build the connections, how the configuration is pushing, how controller come in a picture, how the smart come in a picture, and how the role and responsibility they are going to define. Okay, so we just have to understand a step by step. So that's why I'm just building blog to just take the first step to get the vManage access. So at least you guys see how vManage look like, and then the next step we'll try to make the reachability toward the other controllers, right? Okay.
Like I can conclude that this vManage, vBond, vSmart, all these are not physical device, they are virtual devices.
Yes, right. Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now you can see my format has been done. You can see it's done the formatting and you can see the message here. This system is ready. Okay. So your system is ready. So now you can just log in here, admin and admin, right? And you are in the vManage. So if you want to, yeah.
Pankaj, I have one question. From the PC, how you are able to connect vManage from the
So
PC?
till now, I'm just explaining this or now. We just assign this interface having the one IP address. Okay.
Okay.
DSCP. This we assign this IP address static.
Okay.
Okay. And we are planning to assign .1 IP address from this subnet to this interface of the vManage. So if they are going to belong in the same LAN subnet, so I can ping from 10 to 1 or not.
Yeah, you can ping.
So this is the second step I'm trying to do. So before that, when we start the vManage, we have some kind of the prerequisite, like the formatting the disk, assigning the disk, and change the username password. The 3 steps we have done till now. So let me just write it here before assigning the IP address. So what I have done, the first step, I default login, change password after first login, right? Third step, assign the hard disk, and third step, format the hard disk. This all done, right?
Yeah.
This only 4 steps we have done. Now we are in the vManage now. So once
Pankaj, this PC is connected via console to the vManage server right now, right?
Yeah, we are taking access to the console access of vManage. We are in the console right now. You can see here, this is the console.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, real life scenario, you have to physically connect the cable, right? How it is.
Even real back scenario, these are the not physical device, so you don't have the console connection. Again, there is a Guacamole tool. By using that, you can virtualization tool. You can take the console. Likewise, I have taken. So just click the software; it will give the console. That's all. Yeah, there is no much difference. Yes, Muhammad.
Yes, like this machine when booted na vManage, there were like 2 options: VDB and HDC. That is like in Linux terminology, there is A, B, C. So where is this A? Only B and C I can see over there.
No,
after login.
Yeah, it's gone right now, so I cannot show you again. Only 2 terminology you find that VDB. The first one was the VDB,
and second was HDC.
VDB, and it was having the 100 GB, right?
100 GB, correct.
Second one is the
second was HDC.
That was
it was H, no?
Sorry.
HDC 3 GB.
3 GB. Yeah. So these are the storage only, right?
So like if I go with like there is a B and C, where is A?
By default they come with the B and C only. There's no A.
Like
might be that could be the hidden, but I'm not Linux expert, but yeah, this is the what you have to understand. Only 2 options is going to show you while doing the
when we go with the Linux machines. Now this is the Linux platform only, Linux version something 3.10. So there is whenever we have a hard disk, it will start with like A, B, and C.
So that's why I'm not a Linux expert, so I cannot commit. But being the SD-WAN point of view, yes, we have this B and C device. Only we just have to select this one. Okay.
Cool.
If you know the command, let me know. I can just try to run this, and we can see that. Okay, that with the so ls. Let me just go in the V shell. Do you know how to check that?
Sir, I have one question.
Fdisk.
-L.
Sorry,
Disk DISK space DISK.
Okay.
Space -L.
Okay.
So where you will find the list of disk. See, there is an A, VDA.
Permission denied.
Permission denied. Okay. So there is might be a root permission. It is not available for us.
Yeah. So you're right. There is 3 days. So only this might be not visual. Okay.
DB and HDC.
Thank you, Muhammad.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I have one question. Sir, ये जो vManage को आपने ESXi पे डिप्लॉय किया है, वो ESXi एज ए वर्चुअल मशीन है ना? वर्चुअल मशीन पे आप इसको विंडोज किस पे डाल रहे हैं ये iOS को?
So say the Gandhi, the question who not understand Hindi, the question is we deployed the vManage in VMware platform, that is a ESXi, right?
Okay.
right? So this ESXi, right? We are using likewise this is the operating system. You can think about, we have just one server. Let me just draw this one. This is my server, right?
Okay.
My server.
Yes.
Right. On this server, on bare metal, we are running EXSI, right? Hypervisor. Under this hypervisor, we are running and we deployed that EVNG. And after deploying this EVNG, I just deployed the vManage, software in the EVNG. So this is the one option. You can deploy the server under the server ESXi EVNG and thus vManage. Another option, I can directly deploy this vManage over the ESXi. This is also possible, right? But I'm just using this one as you for the better topology, creations. But you
in real world, this is the same process.
No. In real world, server ESXi and vManage. This is going to happen in real world.
This is in the real world, we use the paid version.
Even I have the paid version. This ESXi is the paid version. But if I start deploying, I have to deploy multiple VMs for the different vSmart for different, vEdge for different, router for different. So use the EVNG and we just create the folders and deploy all the image in the EVNG, and we're just running and creating topology. So that the list is going to very big. But by using the EVNG, our life is easy in terms of designing the topology.
Yeah, sir. For testing purpose, we can download the EXI free version, or we can test.
Definitely, this ESXi is absolutely free for the your all testing and everything. You can do that.
What is KVM, Pankaj?
KVM is like similar to the ESXi. You can use that KVM also.
Yes, रियल वर्ल्ड में भी सर्वर पे ही ESXi डालना है, फिर उसके बाद आपको vManage या vBond जो भी क्रिएट करना है उस पे क्रिएट होगा, right?
Right. Say so. You asking something? Please.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, I just want to know, in real world, actually you mentioned that we are going to create the, there is a virtual machine for each image, right? So from Cisco, we are going to get any ISO image from there. How it's going to deploy in real world?
You don't need to worry. You just have to go on the website. Let me show you. You can download these images.
Okay, is it in ISO format or how it will?
Let me show you. Cisco SDWAN image download.
Because I understood that we are going to have a ESXi server. On top of that, we are going to create a virtual machines for each controller.
Let me show you. So you can see, let's suppose you want to download for the vManage software. See, this is the vManage, okay? So you having this much image, you just have to download. You have to check.
Okay,
you just have to OBA file or QCOW file. So I am just using this QCOW file. This is the original image, okay? If you're having the ESXi, just download this. If you want to run the ESX, you have to download this OBA file. If you want to run this in the EVNG, you require this QCOW files, right? So different devices support different. So you just have to download and just have to upload whatever the version you want. Right now I'm using this version 9.2. You want to just go any 20 or any other version, you can just use that. So this is pretty simple. No need to worry about that.
Okay? Thank you, sir.
Next.
पंकज सर, ये फर्स्ट क्लास है या इसके ये
there was a basic class Gajanan was happened in the previous week, right? So we understand about the basic component, but lab part we are doing this basic understanding, just building the labs. So I could say this is the day 1, previous was the day 0, okay?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So you just have to run this command show run. So show run, if you see that there is a default configuration. This is the only default configuration available in the vManage. Any vManage you purchase, you having this default configuration. You can see. So what is the configuration? You just have to understand. The first is a system configuration. So you don't know what is system configuration, but you see in system configuration, we having some host name, admin check failure, AAA configuration, user group configuration, and the net admin just for the login, some group of user group for the just login purpose, read only, write only, read write access, user, tenant admin, user admin. See which user and password we are logging right now. So this is user and password. Disk and the VPN 0 interface. So whenever you purchase the vManage, you'll find this configuration by default. No other configuration will be there, right? So whenever you just want to configure anything in the vManage, it is not going to similar to the router. So say, yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I will purchase in market from software only for vManage.
You no need to purchase. If you have the account with the Cisco, you just have to download. You have to purchase the contract first, then you'll get the software, or you have to your company ID, then you can. There is no something someone is selling the software in the market, right? It is only available if you have the Cisco partner, or you are the customer, or you are using the services from them. Then only you can download the softwares.
Okay.
So you can see these are the default configuration. But the question is, I said I need to assign one of the IP address on this interface, Ethernet 1. But this interface, nothing showing in this configuration. So how can I assign the IP address? Is it possible? The answer is no, it's not possible. If there is no interface, then how I can assign IP address? So let me just go in the configuration. And if I'm typing the interface, see this command is not working to me. So if I am not able to write the interface, then how I can go and assign the IP address? It is not possible to me to assign the IP address. So we just have to understand some concept. We are doing the lab, but we have to understand some theoretical concept now, because it's a prerequisite to understand. Okay, so listen carefully.
Pankaj, this VPN 0 is what then? VPN 0 interface, Ethernet 0?
I'm coming on that part only. Okay, so this is the concept I'm going to tell. So I'm not able to, the problem is I am unable to go interface mode configuration. This is the problem. So how I can go in the interface mode configuration? So here is a concept. We having a concept of the VPN, which is known as a virtual private network, right? And this VPN has been, you might be know about it because you must have done the MPLS in past, or the IPSEC tunnel in past, or you know about the VPN, even the CCNA. What is a VPN? So just building the private tunnels between the one location to another location to get the connectivity in short form. But here it has been classified in the three format. One is the VPN 0, right? One is the VPN, you can think about 1 to 511 and 513 to 65. Let me just
65535.
No, it is not like, just let me go here. So 65527. Okay, okay, let me just write here 27. Okay, and third one is VPN 512. So in SD-WAN we have three VPNs. So the first concept you have to understand here. Hello, please mute yourself. I request to everyone, if you are not speaking to me, please mute. Okay, so here what is going to happen, if you want to assign any IP address, if you want to assign any IP to any interface, you must have to go on VPN configuration. This is the first concept. Means you cannot directly assign the IP address to the interfaces. It is not possible. So if you want to assign the IP address, you must have to go on the any VPN interfaces. This is the prerequisite. So which VPN I go? There is 3 VPN, and we have to select which VPN I should go to assign the IP address on this interface. So this is the core concept we have to understand. So VPN 0 we use for the transport connectivity. we known as a transport VPN, and this used for WAN connectivity. Right? This VPN is known as the service VPN. And this used for LAN connectivity. Right? This VPN used for the management VPN, for the management connectivity. Any question till here? What is the definition I wrote here? I mean to say, if you want to assign any IP toward the WAN, let's suppose this is facing toward the WAN. This is the normal switch, but this interface is facing toward the WAN. So you always have to go and assign the IP address on this interface under the VPN 0. You clear? Any connection, even let's suppose this edge router, you want to assign this IP address on this interface. They are facing on the WAN. So which VPN you have to go?
VPN 0.
VPN 0, because you want to assign the IP address on this interface. This is the first thing. If you want to assign the IP address on this interface, which VPN are you use?
VPN 512.
No.
VPN
512 for the management. Any VPN from this range, either 1, 511, any range, you can use any of the VPN 1 or 5, any range from 123 to 511 or 513 to 65527. This is service VPN. For the LAN connection, always going to use this LAN VPN, right? Service VPN.
Right.
But if you want to manage the box, you just, let's suppose I just want to take the GUI access management purpose only I want to use. So I will use that 512 VPN. 512 is the management VPN. So you can see here, we having the VPN 0, we having the VPN 512. There is no service VPN available. So any box, even I open this vEdge router, let me show you. And I just want to show the default configuration. I'll show you. Okay. So see here, so run. you able to find more configuration, but you're only finding the VPN 0 configuration or VPN 512 configuration. There is no service VPN configuration. So you always have to create the service VPN as per your need. But by default, you'll find the transport VPN because it's must, it is going to be required, or at the same time, you must have to define the VPN 512 as well for its management purpose. But it totally depends. Management is not necessary for every vEdge. You can even manage via the LAN IP address, but for the vManage point of view, you always have to define, right? So if I want to assign the IP address on this interface Ethernet 1, so I have to first go in the configuration, and then I want to assign IP address for the management interface to just access the GUI, and I want to go on the Ethernet 1. So first I have to go on the VPN 512. Okay. And if I going in the VPN 512 and then I'm typing the interface, see, this is working. And you just have to use the Ethernet 1. This is the interface. You just put the question mark. You will find a lot of interface. You don't need to worry. Just put the ETH1. Same exact name, whatever the written in the topology. So this is the ETH1. And put it here, and now you can just assign the IP address. What is the IP address I want to give? The IP address 192.168.10.1 I want to give, right? So 192.168.10.1, you just assign the subnet mask in this way. Okay, and you just put it here and put no shut, right? And your commit is going to be required. Without commit, your configuration is not going to apply. So once you've done the configuration, you have to put the commit. Then, sorry, Sorry.
WR, right?
You are configuring DS device.
Oh, sorry. I make sorry. Yeah, you're right. I make the mistake. That's why. Yeah. So here I have to go. Sorry for the guys. So 512, and then I have to go in the interface. I have to configure the vManage, but I was configuring the vEdge. So ETH1 IP address 192.168.10.1/24. No shut and the commit. Now it is taken. See, commit completed. So earlier, say 512 having no configuration, but if I now run show run, you can see this 512 having this configuration. This 512 having this configuration. So that means we are good with the 512 configuration. But if I try to ping from this to this PC, is it going to ping or not?
Ping.
It is going to ping, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they are going to same subnet. But for timing, it is not going to ping. I'm just going to tell the region. So if I'm just pinging here, I'll just going to put here 192.168.10.10. This is a PC IP address, right? This is the PC IP address. So it is going to give some funny error. You can see. Who is able to understand this output? Who is able to understand this output?
That VPN 512, the management.
It will take the source 512 VPN.
Yeah, VPN.
Actually, it's taking VPN 0 as a source.
So
yes, you guys are absolutely right. So whenever you do the ping, always ping use as a source VPN 0, but there is no IP configure. So it is never going to work for you. So unless you are just doing the WAN troubleshooting, you can just use the ping. It was always going to use the VPN 0. But you are doing the management troubleshooting or LAN troubleshooting, you just have to specify the VPN ID while doing the ping. So how the VPN ID is going to be specified? You just have to use a ping VPN. And what is the VPN ID? 512. And then you have to put 192.168.10.10. Now it is trying to ping, but it is not pinging. So now it is trying to take the routing decision from the 512, but it is not pinging. There could be a reason why it is not pinging, because the ICMP is blocked on this PC. So let me just allow the ICMP. The firewall is blocking the ICMP. So you guys should know that. So let me just disable that firewall feature. So let me just allow. So I'm just allowing everything, or you just disable this firewall features. So now everything is allowed on the PC, and see it is start pinging. So you having the now reachability from this vManage to this particular PC. Now try from the PC. I'm able to reach this particular. Earlier I was trying to reach this one 10.1. It was not pingable, but let me try it again. So I'll go here and see I'm able to reach. So I have the connection from this PC to this vManage interface. So if I am able to ping, can I take the GUI access of this particular device? Let's see that. How can I take the GUI access? So what I have to do, I have to go on this particular PC. I have to open the browser.
Sir, how many LAN interface we will create, sir, under VPN 512?
Who is going to answer this question? Who is going to answer Sasi question? How many LAN we can create under the VPN? LAN VPN, service VPN.
Answer is on the screen. Service VPN.
65527.
So you can just count the number 1 2 6 5 5 2 7. You can create except this 512. You can create from 1 2 3 4
connections under Viptela.
Your voice is breaking, Sasi. Your voice is breaking. Can you come in the good network? It's breaking, bro. Can you come again with the question? Not good. Can you type in chat? It's not clear.
For WAN connectivity. Okay.
WAN connectivity, only one. Only one you have in the VPN. By using this VPN, you can create the 10 WAN, 20 WAN, 5 WAN, 2 WAN, whatever you want. Only one VPN we have for the WAN. Only one we have the WAN management. But LAN, we having this number 1265527. You just minus 1. That is a 512. The rest all is going to be created. So moving back to this browser, and I want to take the GUI access of this particular vManage. So what I can do, I can go here. After going, I just have to put the HTTPS, and here I have to write 192.168.10.1. What is the 10.1 IP? This is the IP address of the management interface of the vManage, which I'm able to ping from this PC. So once I put here, enter.
Can I give another IP also, sir? 10.2, 10.3, 10.4, anything?
Yeah, anything you can give. Anything you can give. Anything you can give. It is going to work. Just same subnet should be reachable. Only pingable. So once you log in, you'll get such kind of the like errors. Your connection is not private because the certificate is expired. So no need to worry. You just click on the advanced and proceed with unsafe because we are in the lab. So once you do that, you'll find the dashboard of the Cisco SD-WAN vManage. You'll find the dashboard of the Cisco SD-WAN vManage. So you just have to log in it by putting here username as the admin and the password is admin. So now you are the part of the Cisco vManage. So we have successfully onboarded the vManage, which doesn't have any configuration. And we have to onboard the vSmart devices. We have to onboard the vEdge devices. We have to onboard the vBond devices. Even we onboarded the vManage, but it is not going to functional. See, this certificate is invalid. It's invalid. So we have to do the certification part as well. We have to do the configuration of this vManage as well. We have to tell what is your organization name, who is your vBond, how you can get the certificate, what is your banner, and many more things, right? If you want to define, but what is the mandatory thing? Your organization name, your vBond, and you just have to define your certificate authority. Who is your certificate authority? Then only you can start doing further things on the vManage. So now you can see this is the dashboard. In this dashboard, we having the 0 vSmart, we having the 0 vManage, vEdge and 0 vBond, 1 vManage, but it's still not working. We having the control connection completely down, and the partial, you having the health, nothing, site statics, nothing. So everything is 0 because we nothing have the configuration till here. So moving next, after this, what we can do next? So after this, basically we done this connection from this PC to the vManage, but further we have to make sure all controllers should talk to each other. If they are not going to talk to each other, we cannot build the SD-WAN fabric, right? So we have to do something. By doing this something, we must make the reachability from this vManage to vBond, vBond to vSmart, and vSmart to root CA, and vice versa via this DC switch. So one section of the configuration we have done. This is your management. So management only going to required for the vManage because we require the GUI access, but we not require the GUI access of the vBond, vSmart, or edge router because they all are going to be accessible from this dashboard itself. So if you have the dashboard accessibility of the vManage, every device further going to be accessed directly from there. No further management is going to be required. So we just have to onboard these devices on the vManage. This is the controller onboarding process. So one thing we enable, that is the vManage. So how it is going to be onboarded? The first criteria, they must be reachable to each other. Means this vManage must ping to this vBond, this vSmart, and this root CA. And further, they also need to talk to each other, right? So how it is possible? via this DC switch. So DC switch is acting as our core switch. This core switch is responsible to make the connectivity from this device, this device, this device, and this device. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a VLAN 1, 2, 3 here. Okay. After creating this VLAN 1, 2, 3, I'll assign the IP address that is a 123.10.10.1/24. And this all going to be part of this port. I create this port as an access port, and I'll just pass this VLAN 123 on this all 3 port. So these all links will be part of the 123 VLANs. Okay. So what I'll do further, I'll assign this interface because these interfaces are facing toward the transport. You can see these interfaces toward going to the transport only. So I'll go in the VPN 0. Why VPN 0? Because this is responsible for the WAN connection. And I'll assign the IP address 123.10.10.10, 10.10.11, 10.10.12, 10.12.13. So they all are going to stay in the same subnet. And once they are going to stay in the same subnet, they can reach to each other. You all agree, or someone is not agree with this design? What I'm talking?
Yeah, yeah. So all the devices same VLAN 123. Then after all the devices will communicate.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start. Yeah. Any question?
VLAN 123 is just a number you have taken, random number, no?
No, VLAN. It is not compulsory. You can take any VLANs, 1, 2, 3, or you want to one use
100
or 100, any
okay.
number. It's just I make the one VLAN to just make the uniform connection.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So let me just open this switch first. So let me just do the switch configuration.
Sir, can we done this configuration within the default VLAN, like VLAN 0?
There is no VLAN 0 concept.
Okay, we have to create the VLAN.
Yes. See, this is the VLAN brief. We having this VLAN 1.
Okay, default VLAN.
Yeah, this is default VLAN 1. There is no 0.
Sorry, default 1. So we can configure under the default VLAN 1.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. By default, every port is a VLAN 1. So you just have to configure this. You just have to assign the IP on the VLAN 1. You don't have to give the VLAN 123. It is going to work also. It is possible. Sesu, you please ask your question.
Hi, sir. I have a quick question here.
Yeah, please.
Sir, usually in the most of the companies, what we are going to do, if the customer has a multiple locations, we just configure the site-to-site VPN or DM VPN. We are going to configure it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas SD-WAN, because this is my first class for today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I can see there is a multiple locations, and one of the location you just configured as like a vManage, vBond, and vSmart and all. What is the advantage? Because since we are increasing a lot of configurations and lot of things that we are increasing, even customer has to spend a lot of money for this. But my concern is that they are happy if you configure site to site between one location to another location. They are very much happy and they are able to achieve what they wanted. But what's the advantage that we are going to get? Because if you are going, because I feel like it's more complications.
Okay. I understand. So let me a little bit explain about your query. So one is like you are asking about the IPSEC VPN, right? You are asking about a DM VPN, right? And might be the GRE also, or GRE over IPSEC, right? These all solution is the legacy solution, right? In this solution, what is happening? You have to always build the tunnel from the one branch to another branch, or hub to a spoke, or a spoke to a spoke, whatever you want to do that. And you just have to make the reachability via one router to another router. And your routing decision is also going to happen based on the routers. And those routers not having the feature who can understand the applications, any security component, any centralized manager of routing decisions, they don't have the this kind of the capability. Still, you can build the tunnels, and based on the tunnel, you can do the routing and stuff. But in the simpleton, if you are using the SD-WAN solution, Still we are going to use the IPSEC solution. So these sites are going to build the IPSEC tunnel between each other. They are going to build the IPSEC tunnel between each other. But these IPSEC are too flexible because these are the controller based driven IPSEC. And they always get the instruction from the controllers for the routing decisions. And based on the your intent, what application, what route, if any link having the performance issue, not down, how the my traffic is going to be auto failover, it is going to particular destination based on the application, not the route. This all possible in the SD-WAN solution. That was not possible in any legacy solution. So it is new technology. That's why it looks so complex. But if you understand all the feature, what is the application aware routing, what is the ZTP process, how the overlay underlay is going to work, how the controller perform the policies, and based on the policy, how your path is going to manipulate it, then you understand it's quite easy. But because of the new technology, people are very new in the market and they are trying to digest it. It's always look the complex, but it having the far and more benefits if you compare the legacy solution. That's why every company is adapting the SD-WAN solution. You got Seshu point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, sir, the way of approach, especially if you go with each vendor, like Fortinet has a different approach, Cisco has a different approach, because I didn't see the similar kind of approach in Fortinet, even in Palo Alto.
Similar like the every vendors, right? Like every vendors, they develop their SD-WAN solution. They all having a different approach. Like whether in router itself, you think about it. In routers, we having a Cisco router, we having a Juniper router. But if you go in the Juniper routing configuration and you are the Cisco engineer, you probably struggle to the configuration. But protocol level understanding is going to be same. But the command line and the CLI configuration is going to be different. So the underlay of the SD-WAN is always going to be same for the all across the vendor, but the way of the configuration is going to be changed. This is the only difference you are going to find when you're just going to compare with the other vendor platform device configuration, like the Fortinet, Palo Alto, might be the Versa SD-WAN, Velo Cloud SD-WAN, or other like Silver Peak SD-WAN. These all are going to be work in this way only.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. So I was in DC switch. So in this DC switch, first I have to change the host name. This host name would be the DC, right? I can put the switch. So this is my DC switch. Now I have done this host name configuration. Moving next, after this host name configuration, what next? So I have to create one VLAN. This VLAN 1 is already created. I can use that also, but I'll create my own VLAN as per topology. So I'll create here the VLAN 123. Name I can put controller VLAN, right? That's all. So now if you run the command, so VLAN brief here, so VLAN brief, you'll find one VLAN is created, but there is no port mapped here. You can see these all ports 0, 1, 2, 3 are under the default VLAN. So we just have to move these ports under the VLAN 123, so they will part of the same subnet. So how it is going to happen?
So DC switch, sir, is a simply Cisco switch, right?
Cisco legacy switch. It's a simple Cisco legacy switch.
Okay.
Yeah. So go in the config T and you just have to create something here, like just go and create one way interface range. I just want to do a configuration in one go for the all interface range. You can use this command gig 0 by 0 to till 3 interface. So 1, 2, 3, all interface is going to part of this interface range. So I'm doing the one go configuration in one all for interface. I can go one by one also, but I'm just doing because I'm assuming you guys have the idea how to do the access port configuration, basic switching configuration. So once I have done, you just have to run the command switch port mode access, right? Switch port access VLAN 123. That's all. And just put the no shut. Now you run the configuration. Let me not run. Let me just do one thing. Now you can show VLAN brief. If you're doing Now you can see this 123 VLAN having a 4 port, the 0, 1, 2, and 3. And what configuration we having these ports? So you can just run show run configuration and you will find that all 4 having the same configuration. See here, 0 having this port configuration, 1 also having the same configuration, 2 also having the same configuration, 3 having the same configuration. So all are the part of the same subnet. So I'll just write the configuration. Till here, I believe everyone is fine. No confusion, because a very simple configuration I make this on this switch.
Bangajaya, one more thing. What about that SWA where you are creating that SWA interface?
So till now I didn't configure the SBI. I just configured about the VLAN mapping. Okay. But if you see the SBI show IP interface brief, still we are pending with that. There is no interface for the SBI. So the next step, because we created this VLAN and assign on this particular port, but we want to communicate with this as a gateway of this SBI. So we just have to create this SBI also. So how we can create that? Config T, and you just have to go interface VLAN 123, and you just have to assign the IP address 123.10. Let me just do that. /24 or 10.1 255 255.
You can remove 123.
No, it's required, na? 123.10.10.1, right?
Yeah.
Right. And put no shut. So now you can see we created one of the SBI also, because it's a mandatory to acting as a gateway of the every controllers. So I just go here, show IP interface brief, and you'll see here. This is the SBI we created here. So now these all ports are up and they are part of the same VLAN, and this is the gateway of the all controllers to go any destinations for the any WAN. So now this job has been done, but now similar job we have to do on the controllers as well. So I have to go on the vManage, and now this time I have to assign the IP address on this interface. So how I can assign the IP address? Who is going to help me? What is the configuration I have to write here after the configuration T?
VLAN 0.
There is no VLAN.
No, VPN
0.
VPN, sorry.
VPN 0, and then interface. This is interface Ethernet 0.
Ethernet 0.
Yeah, and then you just have to assign address, IP address 123.10.10.10/24. Okay, this is the IP address, and just do no shut and commit. Okay, so if you ping show run, here you can see we having the IP address. Now if I try to ping from this VPN 0 to this switch, it is going to ping or not? This command is going to work or not?
Not.
Yes, it will ping.
Why it is not, and why it will ping?
VPN 0.
Ping VPN 0 and then the IP address.
No, it will take by default. No, VPN
By default, VPN 0 it will take by default.
Because still that
We are in the interface of VPN 0.
Still that WAN link is not connected.
So we no need to specify.
So basically, this link is connected here, and we already assign under the VPN 0, right? See, this is the already part of the VPN 0. So this is already become the WAN interface, na? Right?
Yes.
So by default, if I am going to ping any IP address, it is going to take the VPN 0 by default. So you see here, it is pinging because it's taking the VPN 0 here by default. So no need to specify. Even you are going to specify, it is going to work. But without specifying, it is also going to work. See, it is also working. So either you do or not do, in both cases, it is going to work. Because by default, any communication you are doing the ping or trace, it is going to take the VPN 0. Agree, everyone?
No, sir, but we did not use the VPN 0. How it is pinging? But the IP is the part of the VPN 0.
So that's why you're using na VPN 0. I told na, anytime when you are doing the ping or trace, by default, it is going to check the routing in the VPN 0. So it will, once you do the ping, right? 123.10.10.1.
Okay.
So it will go and check the routing in the VPN 0. The show IP route, VPN 0. See, this route is available, na? Connected route. So it will get the ARP and it will go to the next step. Agree, Gaurav?
Got it, sir. Got it. VPN 0 means the routing part.
Yes. Not routing part, the WAN routing part. Be specific. WAN routing. Only WAN routing.
Yeah, WAN side it is VPN 0.
So now we having a reachability from this to this. So similarly, we have to do for the vBond, vSmart, and the root CS. So let's start one by one.
One thing. I'm not getting why you give an IP address to switch port. You have given an IP address, no? 120.10.10. something.
Switch port not I given on the VLAN interface IP address.
VLAN 120. You have given 123 IP address. Or VLAN 123.
So you're not understanding why I have done that, right? So let me explain. Okay, so that's a good question. Always feel free to ask questions. Okay, not hesitant. Okay, why I am doing this? So see, I told these are the WAN facing interface. Okay,
correct.
These are the WAN facing interface. So if I'm saying these are the WAN interface, WAN facing interface, they must be stay in the VPN 0, right? But the problem is that if I want to terminate this all circuit directly to this interface in this way, it is going to be very complex to manage to terminate because they are the cloud base and we cannot have this feasibility to just terminate the circuit directly to the vManage or vBond because they are the not physical device. So we use the switch, and switch might be your virtual switch and or might be the server is hosted this switch. So your server having a 2 NIC card that is just terminating the actual physical circuit from the WAN point of view. And further, based on the logical connection, you just creating the virtual LAN within the your behind of these controllers. Actually, it is happening in the cloud technologies, right? So to make them reachable first, even we not configure this IP address, they're going to reach because they are going to stay in the same subnet.
Same LAN.
They're going to, they are going to stay and they're going to, this is not going to required. But why it is going to required? Let's say suppose this want to go on the google.com.
Okay.
This vManage want to go on the google.com, right? So this google.com routing might be default routing is available on this switch, which is pointing next up to the internet router, right?
Okay.
So we require the gateway. If you want to Google, first go on the switch, and then from switch you can take default on google.com. So gateway to give the gateway on the switch, we must have some IP address. So this is why you use this, and we'll configure this as a gateway for the all communication to the internet in the next step.
Okay.
Clear?
Got it. For the region of the gateway, we assign the IP
Yes,
address.
this is the region. I was about to explain later stage, but that's why region I didn't assign the IP address in the one go. But because someone asked that, so I just did that.
Like I was thinking that that we are going to configure vBond, vSmart with some IP addresses, and they are connected to the switch. Directly or indirectly, they can communicate this vBond, vManage. So why we require IP address? I was thinking that only.
Good question. That's why I'm asking. Like any question coming in your mind, just feel free to ask. There's no like any compulsion. You just have to take your question in your mind. Okay. Always get a clarification.
Like just for a gateway, we are assigning a gateway IP address to move out of our LAN.
Yes, that's all. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So now go in the vBond. If you go in the vBond again, here you just have to use the same software version we have 19.2.3. Put the admin. And admin. It is going to ask the password again. Now, here's one catch. Your vBond is not a special device. Your vBond is not any special device. Your vEdge router can be a vBond or can be a vEdge. So the single image, the vEdge router could be the router or could be the vBond. Here you can see this is the vEdge image only. So single image can be used as a vBond or can be used as the edge router. How we can make this vEdge to vBond? There is a special command is going to require. Let us say I will tell, but image is going to be same for the vEdge or the vBond. So I'll just go and rename it, but it is just going to rename, but the function is going to still similar to the router, but I'll have to convert as a vBond in later stage. So first I'll put the host name. So host name you cannot define in this way. First you have to go in the system configuration. I'll explain what is system configuration later stage, but just I'm doing the host name configuration. Here is the v1 commit. So now it's renamed as a v1, but still the functionality is the vEdge. Later stage I'll change the functionalities to the v1. But first I have to assign the IP address on this interface. So how can I assign IP address? Again, I'll go in the configuration. I'll go in the VPN 0. See the show run configuration. This is a default configuration you can see here, right? So I will go on the VPN 0 here. And after going in the VPN 0, I'll go on the interface. The interface GE 0 by 0, right? I'll do the no shut an IP address that is a 123.10.10.11/24, right? And commit. Okay. So I just assign the IP address on this particular interface, and you can see this is the IP address. So from here, if I try to ping 123.10.10.1, it is going to ping, right? And what about one is the gateway? It is pinging. What about this IP? It is going to ping vManage or not? Anyone?
No, sir, because we do not have the route for this.
Who all are agreed?
No, ping, sir.
The same
It
VLAN.
will ping. It will ping.
The same
It
VLAN.
will ping, sir.
It will ping because same VLAN.
Same broadcast domain, same VLAN. There is
Yes,
no
yes.
routing is required.
Yes,
The ARP
yes,
is going to be
yes.
required, right? It is going to ping. So now we having reachability from here to here and here to even from vManage. You just try to ping this 11 IP address. It is going to ping. This is the v1. See, it is pinging. So we having the bidirectional communication from the vManage to vBond via the switch. So now third one is the vSmart. So let me just go here and assign this admin.
I Bangaj.
Yes.
All control plane devices having the same credential admin by default.
Every device is having the same, not control plane. Even the vEdge router also having the same. Okay. So
Okay.
vSmart having the their default image. This is a vSmart dedicated image we have. vManage having, but vBond and vEdge having the same image. So here again you go and run the so run configuration. So you can see this is a so run configuration, and you just go here and VPN 0 interface Ethernet 0 no shut IP address 123.10.10.12/24 commit, right? So if you run show run, you will see this IP has been assigned here VPN 0, and if you're trying to ping the one, it is going to reach 11. This is the vBond is reachable, and 10 is the vManage is reachable. So we having the reachability. So this is the prerequisite. All controller talk to each other. So now we have done, but also we require the root CA. It's also acting as a controller because the certificate we required. So I'll explain this functionality later stage, but let me just do some basic configuration. This is a normal router, Cisco.
Sir, root server will be in the production environment.
It is always going to be used even in the production environment, but could not be like this. Could be the third party. You'll get the certificate. You just have to get certificate authority. Could be the server, could be the router, or might be you buy the certificate from third party, install in the devices. Here we don't have the luxury to buy it from the third party, so we are creating on certificate server to just complete our lab successfully. So here this is the normal router. I'll just put the no, and after putting it, This is the Cisco router. Okay. So let me just rename it. Host name, root CA. Okay. So I'll just go in the interface, normal router configuration, assign the IP address. There's no VPN 0 concept like that. 13 and 255, 255, 255.0. No shit. Do right. Okay. And here I'll try to ping 123.10.10.1. Should be reachable. You can see if I go in the vManage, should be reachable. vSmart should be reachable. Sorry, vBond. And the third one is a vSmart, should be reachable. So all reachability we have done. Okay. So till this connection, this all has been done. Clear to everyone?
Yeah, Pankaj, that vManage is the dashboard. Under the vBond and vSmart and vRoute, all things. Correct.
Yes, right. Now, as we done this all and we know the functionality of this controller, now we just have to understand why we use the root CA. And we do the complete configuration of the root CA because we build the reachability to each other. But without this root CA functionality, root CA configuration, we cannot do any further onboarding process. So we just have to understand certificate, why it is very important. So let me just open this certification part and I'll explain little bit, not little bit, more about the certification. Then we go and understand. Okay. Having the complete lab guides for the every section. And then after we'll see how it is going to be happen. Let me reply to Deepa. Okay, so moving next. Yes, Esu, what question you have?
Sir, actually, if you want to build our own lab, can we build it? Are you going to help us out to build our lab?
So lab building is possible. You can do that, but for that, you minimum required 64 GB RAM.
Okay.
This is a minimum. Even I think it is not going to help. At least 96 GB you required RAM, and at least you have required the 10 vCPU processor. So if you have that configuration, then I can provide the, because all the steps are written in this documents and I'm going to tell how it is going to happen. To understand how it is going to integrate with the lab, I can provide the images, all the image, and by using that images you can build your own labs.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll check in server here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, can we install in GNS all this lab?
GNS, I don't think it is going to be supportable unless you're having the very high-end configuration.
No, sorry, it does not support.
Yeah, because GNS is having their limitations. Few things can be supported, not all the things can be supported.
Like you said, that minimum it required 64 GB at least.
At least.
I have 32 GB RAM.
That is not workable.
Then what is the alternate solution? That you will be providing a lab for the practical?
Yeah, 3 months, everyone will get the lab access.
Or we can go with the cloud environment, AWS.
That is going to, require a lot of money from your side. You can do deployment and you have to pay a lot of to the cloud provider. It's a CPU extensive, lab. So they will charge a lot. It's not easy. So moving to the root CA, why this root CA is going to be required? What is the function of this root CA? So as I explained, my every device in the SD-WAN solution is known as the zero trust fabric. Why zero trust fabric? Because they never trust by default any newly added device in the fabric. So first they have to prove their identity and if they fail to prove their identity, they cannot join the fabric. So who is responsible to check the identity and how the identity is going to be checked? And this is the purpose where root CA come in a picture. So by default, when you purchase any of the boxes from the Cisco routers or like the vEdge routers, they having one of the chip installed that is known as the TPM chip. These chips are basically tamper-proof modules. Means if you try to do some kind of the naughty stuff with this TPM chips, they are going to be destroyed. And these are going to be installed during the manufacturing process. Whenever the box is going to be designed, that time they install this TPM chip, and based on this installation of the TPM chip, you can have the provisions, you can install the certificate, store the certificate in this TPM chip. So this certificate cannot be retrievable, you cannot destroy, you cannot alter. If you're trying to do so, it is going to completely destroy everything. You can see here each physical vEdge router is unique identity, or it is uniquely identified by the Cisco chassis number and certificate serial number. It is always going to require. So let's say suppose any device want to join the fabric. Let's say suppose this router want to join the fabric, means they want to become the part of the SD-WAN family. So first they have to show their chassis number and plus serial number. Once these devices come to the vBond with their serial number and chassis number, this vBond is going to authenticate because vBond is the onboarding device who is responsible to onboard any devices. So this is going to authenticate, this is going to validate. After authenticating, after validating the stuff, he will only allow you are eligible to join fabric or not. If you say you are not eligible, you are not going to join. So your chassis and certificate is must, and it is must going to be required. So if you are purchasing the devices, this certificate by default going to install in the TPM chip, and this is going to be used for the validation purpose. And every device having their own chassis ID, right? And based on the chassis ID and the serial number, they are going to validate it. Question: what is the chassis ID and what is serial number? And this is the unique identification to identify your any of the router. Clear to everyone? Okay. This certificate, yes.
Pankaj, that certificate serial number and device serial both are same, no? That device.
Yes, certificate serial number is one thing, chassis ID is another thing. Certificate is the same. Certificate serial number, these all are the same. I'll show you that how it is going to be look like. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Where I configure this. So here in the lab guide also, in this you find the I'll show you. You'll get. Let me see. Show you. See, this is a certificate. So I'll just generate this all certificate. This is, you can see the number. You cannot be decode it. So let us say I'll show you. So this TPM module is going to be responsible to store this certificate, and it is going to be installed in the manufacturing. This is the one way to get the certificate. So if you are totally dependent on the box who is just going to manufacture, use the certificate from the TPM chip, use the device chassis ID, and you can validate it. This is the one way of the validation, right? With the combination of the TPM certificate or device chassis ID.
Pankaj, sorry for the interrupt.
No problem. Yeah.
Actually, regarding that chassis ID and certificate serial number, based on that, that vBond is validating, right?
Yes, vBond is validating.
Okay. Actually, how vBond came to know this is for correct chassis ID serial number?
This is again a good question. So how vBond come to know? Okay. So vBond is nothing. vBond is just one of the cloud portal of the Cisco. So whenever you purchasing any devices, let's say your company is purchasing your devices based on your organization ID, whatever the vBond you have, Cisco just push that information to your vBond. This is purchased by you.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, so this is how you can get that information. Clear?
Yeah, I got it. Thanks.
Everyone clear about this answer, or anyone not clear about it? What I told? Yes, please.
Yes.
अच्छा क्वेश्चन है मैंने जो लैब किया तो वहाँ पे पहले कमांड मोड से रूट सी से सर्टिफिकेट किया और वो सब हो गया मतलब
Okay, Pranav, you have a lot of noise. Can you just paste your query in chat so I can answer? A lot of noise coming from your side.
ओके सर, मैंने ये बोलना चाहता हूँ अगर डायरेक्ट रूट सी ऐसा कमांड मोड में नहीं करना है, डायरेक्ट करना है मतलब वी मैनेज से, वो कैसे होगा? क्योंकि हमने जो किया कमांड मोड से रूट सी से सर्टिफिकेशन किया, उसके बाद वी मैनेज में आ गया और फिर ग्राफिकल मोड में उसको कॉन्फ़िगर किया।
So you having a two option. You can use the lot of option we having available in the market to just go the certification. You can make this vManage as the root CA also. This is also possible. This is the one way. You use the router as a root CA also, or you can install the physical server like the Windows server and you can make the root CA also. So either of three options you can use it. So you want to make this, there is a separate steps. If you want to make this is separate step. If you want to make this is separate step. But either of the case you have to use the root CA. But deployment method is only going to be different. But I prefer this one and design from the root CA, so you can use this one as a lab process. Either one is going to work.
In the real world, so which scenario they using?
I'm going to come on this point. I'm going to come on this point in real scenario how it is going to happen. But now you're having a lot of background noise, so I'm muting yourself. Just ask your question in chat, okay? I'm not able to. Yeah. So this is the like how certification part is. So chassis number and your certificate serial number. This is the one set of the authentication process. Another set of the authentication process, there is the vNet root CA, right? Certificate is signed by the vNet root CA, trusted by the control plane element. What does mean trusted by the control plane element? Means your control planes are know this vNet root CA, and if you are issuing the certificate from the vNet root CA, your controllers are going to understand and going to validate based on that, right? So whatever the certificate installed in this TPM chip, that is always going to sign by the vNet. vNet is the one of the certificate signing authority, which is always known by the controller. So they validate that. This is the one set to complete this TPM module, right? These are the two combination required to just get the certificate and chassis number. And this is the vNet root CA who just issued the certificate which installed in the TPM chip. Now moving next, another set of the certificate issuing authority is the Symantec, right? Symantec root CA chain of the trust is used to validate the control plane elements. So if you want to validate the control plane element, you can use the Symantec root CA. And alternatively, if you don't want to use the Symantec one, you can use your own enterprise root CA. This is what we are using in our lab. If you don't want to use this one, Symantec one, right, you can use this enterprise root CA. So you can build your own certificate signing authority, and this signing authority is nothing. This is a root CA. He is going to issue the certificate. This certificate must be installed in all the devices so that they have the combination of the private and public key, and they can able to validate to each other. You understand, right? So this root CA is going to issue the certificate. This is known as the enterprise root CA. This could be your server, this could be the router, or even you can make this vManage, vBond, and even the vEdge as a root CA certificate. There is a provisions we can do that. But in real world, you don't have to do that much level of the integration. It is automatically going to happen in the backend side of the Cisco. You don't have to do anything in the real world, real scenario. It is already integrated by the certificate authority in the backend. So you will skip this kind of the configuration because we are doing the lab here. So I'm just telling everything. So you'll be aware about that. But real scenario, it is not going to be required. Okay. So I hope you guys get your answer. So moving next. So this can be used as alternative root CA, and this is going to be identified and validated by your all the servers. So let's start that how this our lab enterprise root CA is going to be configured. So to make this configuration, this root CA, we just have to follow the lab guide. So where is my lab guide? This is, so you can see here, first name we have just defined the host name. After defining the host name, we just have to, we just have to run this command, crypto key generate RSA level PKI module 48. So you don't have to remember these all command because this is not related to the SD-WAN. This is just, I created the script to just build the root CA server. So you just have to generate the crypto key to generate the PKI modules based on the RSA, that is a 2418. This is the highly encrypted, to just the generating the private public key requirement. So I'll just go here and copy and paste this. So see, this is generating the RSA key. So the first step has been done. We run with the one command. Now you just have to make the IP HTTP server if you want to enable. So it is going to be become as a server, right? It is not mandatory, but you can do that. Now you just have to run this PKI server PKI command, right? To just make the root CA. Under this server, you just have to create the URL database under the NVRAM. It could be multiple thing. In URL, you can create the lot of PAM, CRL, Word. So I'm just going to get in the NVRAM. So my database is going to install in the NVRAM. So this is the under the NVRAM, and this database label complete. And this is your organization name. So whatever the name you are going to put here, root CA, it is just going to become your organization name. So organization name is a very important in the SD-WAN fabric. This is not going to match through your certificate authorization authority and your all the device configuration in the system wise. It is not going to authenticate you. So you must have to use the unique and the same issuer name across the fabric. Okay. So I'll just go here and I'll just paste it here, right? Next, I'll go here again and I'll just copy paste everything. See, this is the password and username. So let me just paste it here and no shut. So you can see certificate server enabled. So now this has become the certificate server. Now you just have to export the certificate in your NVRAM. So this is the command to export the certificate, crypto PKI export. So till here you just have to copy and paste it. Just go here, exit and paste it. And it is asking what is destination file name, right? So you just have to put this same name pki.ca and that's all. So you can see this is your destination file name. No need to put anything, just leave it the default one. Now you just have to make this is the TFTP server. So if you not make this device a TFTP server, the devices like the vManage, vBond and vSmart not going to copy the certificate. So I'll make this TFTP server and I'll just copy the certificate. This certificate has been generated based on this and I'll copy under the TFTP server. So now my job has been done. My root CA has been configured, and if you just want to see, right, more, I want to see in the NVRAM, and this is my certificate name. So you'll see this is certificate. This is the certificate has been available in the root CA, and the same certificate we have to use to validate for the vManage, vBond, and the vSmart and the vEdge. So Pranav is asking, we got all device vManage console, configuring all device command mode manually. Then we are going to reconfigure device vManage console, but we don't configure device in command mode before. How can find the device vManage console to configure? So Pranav, you'll get that answer in the upcoming how the CLI and the vManage mode you can do the configuration. Probably once I'll onboard the devices, I'll show you how it is going to happen. So right now we don't have any device onboarded here, so I cannot show you for time being, but yes, there is a provisions. If we go to all device vManage console, after the configuring the all device command mode, then we can easily reconfigure device from the vManage console from here. Here is the option. You can see, you just have to click the devices, you'll get the CLI access and you can do the reconfiguration. So it is absolutely possible, but for that we just have to onboard first the devices.
सर एक्चुअली मैंने वो किया है, ठीक है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर मैंने कमांड मोड में वो सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइड नहीं किया, मतलब रूट सीए से, तो कैसे हम वो सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइड करेंगे? जैसे यहाँ पे हमने किया है, पहले कमांड को फॉर्म से रूट सीए से सर्टिफिकेट किया, कॉन्फ्रेंस वो सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइड किया, वो सब कमांड मोड में किया, फिर vManage में वो सब डिवाइस शो कर रहा है, फिर उसको रिकॉन्फ़िगर कर रहा है। लेकिन अगर वो कमांड मोड में हमने नहीं की, डायरेक्ट अगर कोई डिवाइसेस इसको डिवाइसेस है, वो अलग सा कोई रूट सीए सर्वर नहीं है वहाँ पे, तो vManage में वो डिवाइस कैसे आएगा, कैसे हम सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे उसको?
So there is no way. You just have to do certification step, first step, certification step. So first you have to generate the certificates from this root CA, and you just have to copy the certificate to all the devices. Then only it is possible. Without certificate you can't do.
Okay.
Without certificate you can't do. So this is
ये कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट में ही करना पड़ेगा ना?
ये कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट में ही करना पड़ेगा, because we are dealing with the in-lab integration via the on-root CA. There is a way we can do the GUI mode also, but for that also we have to copy in the command line only. Just push the certificate in the command mode only. There is no other way we have, because we don't have option till the time this device is going to be onboarded in the vManage. How we can take the GUI access? So first we have to do certification, then only you can take this. So GUI always going to be available once the certification is going to be complete. So before the certification, you cannot take the GUI. So we cannot do the configuration in the GUI mode. So always certification part is going to happen in the as a base configuration in the command line only. Okay.
मतलब कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट में ऑनबोर्ड करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद हम रिकॉन्फिगर कर सकते हैं.
Yes, after that you can reconfigure. But once you do the reconfiguration, you change the certificate for your device. You must have to change the certificate for your vManage also, because certification is just one-time job. One-time job. It's not always you can change the certificate. If you change the certificate for your edge and it is going to mismatch with your manage, then it is never going to onboard you.
If this certificate expires, what will happen? The communication will stop only, or the management will stop?
Your devices are going to be, invalid. Right now,
that
you can see, their devices are going to be invalid and non-functional. If
so basically, if it is a live network, if such certificate expires, everything will stop?
Everything will stop, yeah, definitely. See, no certificate installed. So your certificate is, if when it is going invalid or expire, you can see here, it is not going to support you. So always you have to make sure certificate should be like in the F5 and the Palo Alto Firewall. You must have to, keep updating the certificates. Before expiring, you have to renew your certificate to devices. This is the prerequisite.
Okay.
So I'll show you how the expiration date is going to be configured and how it is going to be installed. Okay. Not today, but tomorrow we'll see.
Like SSL uploading.
Yeah. So Tapas is asking how the vBond get to know that vEdge is trusted, how vBond will get to know the certificate is valid. So yes, Tapas, I told earlier, the same question asked by the Arumungam or Gandhi. So once you purchase the devices from the Cisco, okay, like you purchase the routers, vEdge routers or cEdge routers, right? So these devices certificate information and the CCIE information, they upload in the Cisco Smart portal. Cisco Smart, let me, this pen is not working correctly. This is known as Cisco. Just wait. Just let me complete this one, then it'll ask. Okay, Cisco Smart portal, and this Cisco Smart portal, they upload against your organization name, org name. They create a unique org name for you, and they upload this all information to the smart portal. And this smart portal is always going to sync to the vBond. I'll show you in this vBond. You can see here, there is an option here. See, smart sync account. See, so this smart sync account is just whatever your information, customer information you have, that is going to sync. And once you sync that, the vBond will get the all CSE certificate information for the validation purpose. So this is how you can validate. So this is the purpose for your question answer. Okay. What is the next question? Who is asking?
Pankaj, I am asking. I have one question. The certificate which we have generated, this is a one-time certificate, or we have to? Is there any expiry date after 1 year or 2 years?
Yes. There is always expiry date. The 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. These are 3 expiry date. Let me show you how it is going to come. Later I'll show you, but you asked the question. Let's see that. Okay. So if you go and generate the certificate.
Okay, sir, अभी class चलेगा या अभी
we just about to bind up. Okay, just wait for 10 minutes. Okay.
सर मैं थोड़ा move कर रहा हूँ, थोड़ा कहीं जाना है मुझे.
हाँ, ठीक है. We'll make sure class will be the till 12:30 minimum. Okay. So everyone have to because only 2-day class. Okay. So see here the certificate validity 1, 2 year. If you go in the enterprise route CA, you'll find the more year. See here. 3 years. Okay, so till 3 year you'll get the validity. I'll do the configuration later stage how it's going to happen. So
and second thing is because class timing is 10 to 12:30.
Yes, this is the fixed timing till to 12:30 minimum we have to work. Okay, minimum 2 hours the minimum. 30 minutes 20 minutes we can have the Q&A session.
If you can 10 to 12 it's okay. Up to 12.
Okay, so we'll try to finish the theoretical part in 10 to 12 and then Q&A session we can put the latest stage. Okay. Because everyone is so if all agree then we can stretch till 12, 10, 15 like that. Okay, but this is the block 12, 10 to 12:30. Okay, everyone have to be available. So sometimes we just have to support the lab, sometimes the personal discussion, any interview questions. So we have to be at least 20-15 minute buffer time to discuss that. Okay, so moving next, I have done this configuration for the root CA and we have the certificate. Now the next step in the next class, we are going to onboard this certificate or just upload this certificate to this controller. So the next step, we are going to get this certificate to the vManage, get this certificate to vSmart, get this certificate to vBond, and we'll onboard this controller. So tomorrow, most probably, we'll onboard this controller and we'll try to onboard one branch location if we have the time. Okay, and then we understand some theoretical concept and then we'll move the further. Okay guys, so I believe that's all for today. Yeah,
thank you. Bye bye.
I have one question. Can I ask one question?
Yeah, please ask.
Yeah, Pankaj, so far whatever you taught, it's clear. And one question is like we are creating a vManage, vBond, and vSmart and the root CA. In real scenario, if I compare a company which is going to deploy all these SD-WAN in his network, so like vManage, vBond, vSmart, all are in VMware. Actually, in our data center, there will be all these three are our servers are. It is on the cloud side, or it's a physical device.
Who is going to answer that? The Deepak question. This controller are the device hardware or this is virtual?
Virtual device.
Virtual device.
All are the virtual.
Image format. We can deploy in our AWS as well as our premises.
Yeah.
We can deploy in both the environments, in AWS as well as in our data center as the physical also, right?
Yes, we can. If we have a server, we can deploy in our servers. Otherwise, AWS or Azure we can buy.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no physical, right, Deepak? There's no physical device. It's all pure hardware. Virtual device.
Virtual devices.
Yeah. Router could be the physical. Router could be the virtual.
Only edge is the physical, no?
Yeah, edge, cEdge, whatever we have, cEdge, vEdge.
Yeah, only this is the physical. Otherwise, rest are the virtual.
Yeah. So I hope,
sir.
Yeah.
In case if I have a server, then how much time is going to take to fix this lab and all?
If you have the server, then you have to know
because
how to build
it. I'm working in Dubai, sir. Today or tomorrow, I'll just go to the market and I'll find it out where I can get the server and all. so that in case if I get a server with which you mentioned the specifications, then I will update you so that you can share it with me. And meanwhile, I'm going to talk to your team because today is my first class. So that what is the onboarding process, and I'll speak to them and I will get it on board, and after that I will reach out.
Yeah, so yeah, just to speak, and we'll see how can we work with your plan for this server part. Okay, let us.
Yeah. So you are helping me out, right, sir? In case if I have
we'll help. Okay, we'll help.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
पंकज सर,
Yeah.
ये हम जब रूट सीए में वन टाइम कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करेंगे ना इसका सर्टिफिकेशन, तो ये ऑटोमेटिक सभी में जाएगा, vManage, vBond, vSmart में, या इनमें भी हमें मैनुअली करना पड़ेगा?
कल मैं सारा सिखाऊंगा आपको, ठीक है? So tomorrow you'll get all the answers. So कैसे जाएगा?
Can you share the previous video and today's video as much?
Yeah, definitely. You'll get after this meeting. Okay, you'll get.
एक और सर, जैसे आपने बोला था कि ये रूट सीए हम रियल एनवायरनमेंट में ले भी सकते हैं, नहीं भी ले सकते, कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं, नहीं भी कर सकते, तो उस टाइम पे फिर कैसे ये भी सर्टिफिकेशन बुक करेगा या कहाँ पे कॉन्फ़िगर करेगा?
वो जब मैं कल बताऊंगा ना कैसे इसमें करते हैं इंटीग्रेट, तब मैं आपको उसका यूज केस बताऊंगा कि हाउ द सर्टिफिकेशन इज गोइंग टू बी हैपन. सो ऑटोमेट कैसे होता है? देखो ये पहला ऑटोमेटेड है ना, दिख रहा है आपको ऑटोमेटिक, ये भी ऑटोमेटेड है, मैनुअल ये रहा. तो ऑटोमेटिक क्लिक करोगे तो आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. इट इज गोइंग टू बी ऑटोमेटिकली हैपन. आपको कुछ नहीं करना. 99% केस में ऑटोमेटेड ही होता है. इट इज गोइंग टू बी ऑलवेज ऑटोमेटेड. सॉरी गाइस, आई यूज द हिंदी लैंग्वेज. सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी ऑलवेज ऑटोमेटेड, राइट? But when you do the manual, then the things is going to be changed. So either Symantec automated or Cisco automated. So if you use the Cisco automated, you don't have to do a single thing about the certification. Everything is going to happen automatic.
Okay, सभी पे सेम सर्टिफिकेशन होगा ये?
होगा. According to your organization, your public, private key and certificate ID is going to be only differ.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
You welcome all. Hope this session is informative for everyone. We'll see you in the next class. Okay, tomorrow. All right.
Sure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Pankaj sir.
Yes. Yeah, Gandhi.
Pankaj sir.
Yeah, please.
Like you said, the timing will be like 10 to 12:30. So how much days or how many months it will take to complete?
Minimum 2 months and 2.5 months. It is going to take
2 to 2.5 months.
Yes, minimum it is going to take, right? We'll finish that. So we started this in September. So just think it is going to finish by the end of the November. Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
10 to 12:30 is enough, or we should go like 10 to 1?
I believe it's too long. Sometimes a study has become very boring for the people. Earlier I was keep doing for the 3 hours, but people are start like complaining too much. So let's go in 2.5 hours. Okay. Yeah. I believe that's yeah.
Sir, I have one.
Not like boring. I've enjoyed.
Final question.
90 minutes के बाद तो वैसे कुछ नहीं आता.
Yeah, please.
You generated the root certificate, right? Root CS certificate. Okay. From the root server. Where you installed to communicate the flow?
Still not installed, na? We just generated. Tomorrow we'll install it.
Okay, you just generated the certificate. Okay.
Yeah, we just generated certificate. We not completed. It's just one part completed. Just generated certificate. We just have to install it tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, guys. Yes, it was a really wonderful discussion with you all, and see you again in next session. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye.